Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Sunshine Islands. I am here on the 27th day of winter, and as you can see, there is a blizzard outside. So I'm stuck in here, not able to do anything, very unproductive, and it's all my wife's fault because Witch Princess is responsible for all of these blizzards. So not only am I having a blizzard today, but I am also having a blizzard tomorrow. Yay! Double blizzard. And if people watching this recall, I had a double blizzard last year as well, after me jinxing myself, saying, I've never seen a double blizzard. I don't think it can happen. Not only did it happen to me in my first year in this game, it has now happened to me in my second year of this game, which I just can't believe it. I can't believe my luck with this game, everybody. It's just, this game hates me. Or maybe Witch Princess did it on purpose. Maybe she just wants an excuse for her husband to stay home with her. She did say she was bored. But, if you could not keep giving me so many blizzards, I would really appreciate it, because this is now my 5th blizzard this season, so I have lost a total of 5 days of productivity. Not to mention, I lost an entire day on my wedding day, which is okay, I'm not upset about that. But when you think about it, it's been almost an entire week of winter that I've lost, which is pretty substantial. That's a lot of productivity kind of gone out the window. But with that being said, I guess I shouldn't be too hard on myself, because it's not like it's been a bad month. I think I've still accomplished quite a bit. When I wake up tomorrow, it'll be the 29th, and we have only 2 more days in the winter season before we are going to be going into year 3. And because I haven't had a lot of time to really do much, I think I only really played on the 24th and 25th before having all of these blizzards. I only have a few short little updates for everybody, and the reason that I'm not shoving all of those on tomorrow is because normally I like to kind of go over my assets and discuss what it is that I've done in a season, and in this case we'll probably also be looking over what I managed to accomplish in all of year 2, which can sometimes take a little while. So I have a few little things to talk about today. It is the Witch Princess's birthday, and unfortunately, you don't do anything special on your spouse's birthday in this game. So you have a celebration for your birthday, you have a celebration on your anniversary, and you have a celebration on your child's birthday. But for whatever reason, they didn't see it fit to program in any sort of birthday party for your spouse. So if you are married and it's your spouse's birthday, you can still give them a gift, and you can get that big increase to their friendship by giving them a gift that they enjoy. But aside from that, there is nothing special that sets it apart from any other day. And that's interesting. I am actually still getting the notifications from her even though I'm married. The Witch Princess will pop up on your screen every so often, and she'll give you these little notifications. She'll give them to you for giving her gifts, and she also gives them to you when you litter. She may also have other notifications that I'm not totally aware of, but she will kind of pop up from time to time and just give you, I guess, a bit of a status update on some of the things that she's been keeping an eye on. So let's go outside and look at the damage. I have already spent a lot of time in the winter season cleaning up my farm and doing things like finishing up my fence here. But this actually isn't too bad. There's one boulder here on the very edge that has kind of wedged itself on my fence line. But otherwise, this all remains fairly intact, and there's only a few little pieces for me to actually pick up here, which is not so bad. And we have a few large boulders, we have a few stumps, but this is all fairly manageable. I think if I work on this today off screen, and I do a little bit maybe tomorrow off screen, I can probably get this cleaned up by the time spring rolls around, which will be great. And if we check on the orchard, thank goodness you can see that all of our trees have survived the winter season. Hallelujah! Man, it's great to see that they have all survived every single storm that they've been through. And I've had to be fairly diligent on replacing all of the fences, but it's been totally worth it. This would also be a good time for me to finally use my golden lumber. These two trees I do believe are apples, and then these are our grape trees. So I'm going to use one piece on an apple tree, and I'm going to use one piece on this tree in the second row, which I do believe is a peach tree. That way, if all else fails, say the worst possible scenario, I lose every single tree here except for these two, this will at least ensure that I have one tree giving me fruit in the fall and one tree that will give me fruit in the summertime. I'm fairly optimistic, even with the game being as rude to me as it has, I guess is a word for it, or me just having very bad luck. I very much doubt at this point that anything except for storms will wipe out my trees. So I don't think I have to worry. Hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on some more golden lumber, and I won't have to worry about basically starting my orchard back up. But you just never know, so it's good to have some sort of plan or some sort of fail-safe in place. I better give the chickens some love, seeing as how they, along with all the other animals, have been cooped up, and I haven't been able to feed them for the last 2 days. I'm sure that all of my animals are very, very hungry. And that may actually delay the growth on my chick. I do believe the chick will only grow as long as it's fed every single day. So we may have to wait an extra day or two for a fully grown silky chicken. But that's okay, as long as they're not sick and they're all healthy and they're all alive, that's sort of the more important aspect of it. And one interesting thing I noticed, I was actually looking at my animal assets, and the brand new chick who we have had for less than a week already has 5 hearts. So I'm not sure if they were born with 5 hearts of affection or if they were born with 4 and we've just sort of increased it very, very slowly, but that's pretty incredible. That means we're going to have a chicken that is going to start out by giving us some very decent quality eggs right from the get-go, and obviously its hearts are going to be much easier to increase because it's already at 5 hearts of 10 in total. And I do believe the reason for that is because the egg that we put in the incubator was of a high quality. When you purchase chickens or animals from Mirabelle, they only start out with 1 heart, and you just increase them slowly over time. But if you birth the animals on your farm, you either make your barn animals pregnant or you put eggs in an incubator, you will actually get animals that are born with some amount of affection already. So it's a bit of a trade-off, of course, because we do have to wait for this chick to grow up. It took 3 days for it to hatch, and it takes about 7 to 8 days for it to fully mature after that. So it's completely up to you what you are expecting would be a good payoff. If you'd rather just buy a fully grown chicken and start getting product from it right away, you can go and purchase the animal from Mirabelle. If you would rather wait and have an animal with a higher affection so that you can get better quality products, then that is also an option. Luckily for us, we already have some animals that have 8 and 9 hearts, and so I'm hoping that that will be enough to allow us to win the chicken festival that is upcoming. And it looks like our barn animals are not very happy, and this is very, very worrying. Oh, yeah, there we go. One of our animals is already sick. I was gonna say, the fact that these animals are in a bad mood usually indicates that they are very, very close to being sick. So if you see the 3 dots above their head and it says that they're not doing well, then you need to be very, very cautious of the fact that they are very, very close to getting sick, and you need to do everything to prevent that from happening. So you need to brush the animals to keep their stress levels down, and you need to make sure that they are fed. So unfortunately, this does sometimes happen. In my case, it's because there were 2 storms back to back. And as you can see, this is what happens when their stress level gets to an absolute maximum. So Vivi and Cloud both have full stress, which is what has made them sick. And our other cow and our other sheep are about halfway towards getting sick. So I am gonna have to go buy some animal medicine. Thankfully, Mirabelle is open today. It's a Sunday. And we haven't actually seen a sick animal before, so we should rush on over there and go purchase some medicine. It is a little bit expensive when your animals become sick. It costs about $1,000 to purchase some animal medicine. And I should have actually known better. I should have purchased some and kept it on hand, because you can store it in your toolbox. But you can see that she will sell it to you. I'm gonna go ahead and purchase 4 of them, just in case any of the other animals get sick, in case I can't bring them back out of their slump and they do end up becoming ill. And the animal medicine is used for your barn animals and your chickens as well. And it's very, very similar, if not exactly identical, to how other medicines are used in most other Harvest Moon games that I can think of. All you have to do is put it into your hands and then go over to the animal and use the animal medicine. And fortunately for us, it cures them right away. We don't have to wait and see if they feel better. We don't have to wait a few days to see if the medicine works. There's no gimmick. You basically just use the medicine and they perk right up. So that's probably, for me, not just all of the random materials being thrown around and kind of making a mess of things. that is definitely a downside, but probably the biggest downside is how much you have to worry about your animals. I always feel bad, of course, because I'm always worried that when I check on them, they're going to be really sick. Now, I am curious. I wonder if I can get milk from this cow. Oh, I can. I'm surprised. I mean, I cured it, obviously. I made it feel better, but I'm kind of surprised that I'm able to get milk after that, but I'll take it. Alright, so we pretty much spent most of this video looking after our animals. Luckily, I didn't really have much else to talk about here. Over on Harvest Sprite Island, I did have a new Harvest Sprite move in. We have a second dark blue Harvest Sprite that moved in a few days ago, and I don't even remember what the blue Harvest Sprites do because I've never used them. It doesn't really work to our advantage, but I was a little surprised that one of them had moved in because I haven't spent a lot of time talking to them. And then as you can see, our dark green team is now back, which is fantastic because I have so much to talk about in terms of upgrading and going to Ganon's, but I wasn't able to talk about any of that today because it's a Sunday and he is closed. So I'm gonna quickly get my lunch from Witch Princess. It's the least she can do for causing me grief with her 2 blizzards in a row. And then finally, really the only other thing that I had Ganon do was I had him put in another maker for us. So we now have all 3 of the makers that we can process milk with. So we can make milk into butter, into yogurt, and into cheese. So we have lots and lots of options for what we want to do with our milk. And then of course we have the mayonnaise maker and the yarn maker. The only maker that we are missing in our shed right now at its current size is the seed maker, which again I would like to get, but Ganon is closed. And I don't remember if I mentioned it or not while I was in the coop here, but I did actually also purchase another feeding box for our coop. So I can now put 1 more chicken in here. I will probably wait until this chick grows up, and I will use a silky egg to get another silky hen in here. So it's already 2 o'clock, and I've sort of talked about everything that I wanted to just do small little updates on. The animals were unexpected. I wasn't expecting them to be sick, but I guess it's a good thing that I was able to cover that in a video because it hasn't happened yet. And it is honestly pretty rare for animals to get sick. I think most people have the common sense to not leave them outside in a blizzard or in the snow or in the rain, and I think most people will feed their animals. And even if you forget to feed your animals for 1 day, that doesn't normally push them over the edge and make them sick. It's also official that Chen never once sold me any sort of wonderful. I checked his store faithfully every single day that I was able to, that I wasn't stuck at home or I wasn't stuck doing something else, and he never once had a wonderful for sale for me, which is extremely disappointing. I was really hoping that I could get a leg up somehow and purchase something from him, anything that he had for sale, but nope, I'm stuck now waiting until spring rolls around and we can compete in some more festivals to win ourselves some more wonderfuls. So I will continue providing some updates tomorrow. We'll do a little bit more in-depth analysis of our stats, and we will also be attending the New Year's Eve Noodle Festival tomorrow, which will bring us right into year 3. It's crazy how fast the time passes in this game. We've already been married to Witch Princess for more than a week, which I feel was not very long ago at all in terms of me playing and recording this. So yeah, year 3 already we're coming up to, which is just insane. I am going to work very, very hard for the rest of the day to clear out my field. Hopefully when I come back for an update tomorrow, the field is looking better and we can look over where we are at the end of year 2. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope that I will see you next time.